hard. You know who really works hard? Our caregivers. And specifically, we have an event coming up for local caregivers to kind of give them a day off that they actually deserve. Joining us to talk about that, we have Senior Adult Services Director of Gesher Human Services, Debbie Banooni, joining the Splash Live. Thank you, Debbie, for joining us.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. First and foremost, thank you for putting on this event for our caregivers in the community. Can you tell us more about the inspiration behind a day off for caregivers and what motivated you to create the opportunity for self care?
Absolutely. So, I run a dementia specific adult day program. It's called the Dorothy and Peter Brown Jewish Community Adult Day
Hmm.
Program. It's a partnership between Gesher Human Services and Jewish Senior Life. So, we have two locations, and we spend our entire day working with people who are experiencing brain changes and their loved ones. And we know that caregivers tend to have more health problems than the person they care for because they are so focused on taking care of someone else that their own needs
Mm.
kind of fall to the way. Um, so we were very lucky that we have this funder who's very focused on caregivers. It's the Dee Dee and Michael Perlman Caregiver Fund, and they have supported us in throwing a day off for caregivers where we provide respite for them. So we take care of their loved one while they come to us and have a day that is just all about them.
Nice. See, and this is why I have to applaud you. When I saw this, I've never seen anything like this. Like, what is this? That's why I'm glad I have you here to explain it. Because the event also, like you said, provides professional care to loved ones living with dementia at the Brown Center. Can you elaborate on the specialized care and the support that will be provided to ensure their safety and comfort while the caregivers get their much needed break?
Absolutely. So that's what we do every day. We have a day program Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. till 5 p.m.,
Hmm.
specifically geared towards people who are living with dementia. So our whole environment, the building and everything within the building is set up with that acknowledged. So
Yeah.
all of our staff have gone through extensive training on how to approach people with dementia, how their brains are changing, what activities are more engaging, and we are very focused on person centered care. So if someone's not enjoying one thing that's going on, we have another opportunity for them to participate in.
Mhm.
It's all about choice and acknowledging where a person is in their dementia journey. So on the day off for caregiver, we're going to have what would be a typical Brown Center day, which includes a lunch. It includes music specialists coming in to
Okay.
engage. It includes games, we have a yoga specialist coming in, so people will be able to get their bodies physical and their minds active.
Great, great. Yeah, joining us now to talk about a day off for local caregivers, Senior Adult Services Director Debbie Banooni of Gesher Human Services. Once again, I love this. This is people taking care of the people who take care of people, and self care is so crucial, specifically for caregivers and even people in the healthcare field. They can feel guilty or hesitant to prioritize their own well-being. Like you said, they can feel like, I don't want to take a day off, like they need me here, they're understaffed or whatever the case may be. Can you just talk about how you encourage caregivers to overcome these feelings and embrace the opportunity to recharge themselves?
Absolutely. So one thing that we try and remind them, it's like riding on an airplane. If you don't put on your own oxygen mask before putting on someone else's, you're of no use to anyone
Ooh,
else. So one of the
good.
things that we try to say is, in order to be a better caregiver, you have to acknowledge your own needs and take care of yourself. Another
Correct.
thing that we try to emphasize is, when we give people this day off, they're not leaving their loved one. They're giving their loved one an opportunity to engage and socialize and have a great day. So you don't need to
Mhm.
have that guilt in taking care of yourself because they're taking care of themselves as well.
Correct, correct. I love what you started with. That's the same thing I like to say. It translates into, you can't pour from an empty cup. You have to have something in your tank in order to give to someone else. Yeah, that was a great example that you started with. Can we just give out more official information? We know the event is April 7th, which is a Sunday. 10:30 to 3 p.m. Soul Cafe, West Bloomfield. Are there any costs? How do you register? Is it first come, first serve? Like, can you just give more information on how our caregivers can get involved or participate?
Absolutely, absolutely. So as you mentioned, the event is Sunday, April 7th. It takes
Mhm.
place at 10 a.m. until 3 p.m. at Soul Cafe. That means it's at 10:30. That means we're opening the Brown Center for arrivals from 10 a.m. and then pickup will be by 3:30 p.m. Anybody
Okay.
that wants to attend can call our social worker. Her name is Sherilyn Rowe, and her phone number is 248-592-5032. And we do like people to call and register because we want to understand who you are and who your loved one is so that we can best provide for them while they're with us. And we do have limited space. So I do ask
Mm.
that people reach out as soon as they can. We'll try and fit as many people in as possible that we can. If you're uncomfortable about bringing your loved one, you can still come to the day off without dropping off your loved one, but that is an option. We will provide respite. And
Okay.
I'm glad to say there is no cost for this event at all, thanks to the Dee Dee and Michael Perlman Caregiving Fund.
Yay. Thank you. Thank you. Great contribution to our local caregivers in the greater West Bloomfield community. Thank you again. We have Debbie Banooni, Senior Adult Services Director for Gesher Human Services here in West Bloomfield. Thank you again for joining us.
Thank you for having me.